No, I believe it or not, I do watch your show. Probably more than I've watched any other show that we have. I
Cool.
hope we're recording. I hope you got that. Yeah,
Yes.
you are. Good.
Yes.
Suck it,
Well, if
Rank
it makes
Kings
you,
Court.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to The Vault, the weekly show from Thoughts on the Bench. It takes a look back at some of the worst and best jerseys in sports. With me, as always, is Benny Buckets. Benny, how's it going, sir?
it's going well, man. How are you?
I'm good, dude. I'm good. Ready for spring. I'm fucking sick of this cold winter because it's not even like I can ski because this winter's been shit. So I'm just kind of ready for it to get warm. But outside of that, I'm doing well. We got ourselves a guest today, so I'm excited about that. So I want to bring this guy on pretty much right away. Don't want to leave him hanging. He's been a part of Thoughts from the Bench for a long time. 3-time Thoughts from the Bench employee. He comes and goes as he pleases. Mr. Pizza Man, 2 beers deep and a Great Depression producer. Tom DeLonge lookalike. And he is the artist formerly known as Johnny Violence, Mr. Josh Elsass. How's it going, brother?
First off, we've never confirmed or denied who is behind the mask in Johnny Violence. Second off, I'm stuck here with a fucking mustard bag and a guy who's complaining about his 6-figure fucking income. Like, how the hell did I end up on this show? Smalls, where are you? You're in fucking Pittsburgh?
Yeah, I'm in Pittsburgh now.
There's like 17 feet of fucking snow outside my window and it's 4 degrees. Shut the fuck up.
I'm just no. I either want snow or I want it to be warm. I don't want this halvesy shit.
Sure, buddy.
I don't want this 30-degree
Coming in
rain.
hot.
Huh?
What's up with you, you fucking bag of milk? Huh? What's going on? You just
Hey,
got
from
your
one,
silly one Pens jersey on? Is that the only Penguins jersey you found? Same one you've had since you were a kid and
Dude,
the
he's coming
sleeves come up to
hot
here?
right now.
Is that what's going on?
yeah. I mean, going from mustard packet to bag of milk from a bag of mango pulp. That's a bold statement. So, it is what it is. We're back to the old ways. Josh had to run to Wyoming because he couldn't take a rematch in the cornhole bout. But
Ah,
that is what it is. So, it is
That's
what it
right.
is. But he's made his triumphant return here on the vault. He's back with thoughts from the bench. And on a serious note, though, things aren't as good around the thoughts from the bench atmosphere without you. So from a sincere, not giving you shit standpoint, we are happy to have you back. Personally, obviously, I had a few discretions, but other than that, obviously happy to have you back professionally. Personally, we'll see.
Hey, Benny, thanks for the warm welcome back. Smalls, are you drinking?
yeah,
Oh, it's 6 there. Okay, I'm sorry.
yeah, dude.
It's like barely
4.
4 here. That's what
Yeah.
I'm like. Like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah, dude.
Way to go.
This is my happy hour, dude. This is my happy hour. I haven't been drinking on the show nearly as much recently. I've tried to cut it back a little bit. So,
What are you sipping
Yeah.
on?
huh?
What are you sipping on?
I mean, the trusty
So
Irish
it's not good, right?
Irish
Oh,
water.
okay.
The Irish water.
Okay, well, the way you answered it first was like you were embarrassed, like you had a fuzzy navel in hand.
Oh,
like
no,
I was,
no,
I
no,
was
no.
concerned for what was
What's a
coming.
Tom Collins?
What? Yeah.
well,
What is a Tom Collins, dude?
yeah, introducing Austin Moorhead to tell us what a Tom Collins is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, but yeah, dude. So we appreciate you coming on. We know it's been long overdue. I know that Smalls talked about it before that we tried to get you on, and there were scheduling conflicts before, but now, hey, it only took us 3 seasons to get your ass on here. So, but thanks, man, for carving out some time, and we look forward to getting into it.
Hell yeah.
Yep. So Josh, just for the people that might have come into the fold after you left last year, if you could just kind of give the people a little intro to yourself, how you got involved in Thoughts from the Bench, kind of what you've been doing, things you've worked on, that sort of thing, if you could.
Sure. Yeah, so I started when Thoughts from the Bench was just a website. And Derek and I were making silly videos in my living room until my wife kicked us out the first time, not the second time. And so yeah, I guess I was there from the inception, and it was something that, Derek and I started as a way to escape our shitty corporate jobs. So I've had 1,001 failed projects. At least 1,001. I guess the ones that I would be well known for is By the Slice, which made its triumphant return. Is this coming out Friday or is
Yeah,
this later?
Friday.
Okay, so it came out this week. Um, and then so that's my pizza eating show where I ate over 100 pizzas in 2 years in the Pittsburgh area, and now we're taking my taste buds to Wyoming. And then what else do I got? Oh, A Great Depression, which is just kind of, well, it's a podcast for every mall rat, Jansport, backpack emo kid struggling with the boredoms of everyday adult life. We talk about music, we talk about pop culture, 90s, things that feel like warm weighted blankets and things that make us sad. So we actually, Benny, that's what we need to get you on, so you can just be as sad as I know you are on the inside.
Dude, I like, and it's weird because obviously, you and I have had our whatever rivalry throughout my time here and everything. But like out of any of the other shows for me to be on, I
That's the
feel
one.
like the one that like I relate to the most is the shit that I mean, when you were doing stuff with Zach, and then since when you've done it on your own, like I've been keeping up with the times and like all the topics and shit, like kind of seems like where I fit into at one point in my life that's still there now. I just never really get into it. But I do
Let's
like
unlock it. Let's pull up those scabs, baby.
but like genuinely I like, as much as we're supposed to root against each other or whatever, like I thoroughly enjoy the show.
Yeah,
So
well, I'm glad, man.
I do.
Yeah, and then I'm the producer of the flagship show, Two Beers Deep. I just spent 3 hours designing this puzzle game for fucking Derek and Greg, so hopefully that lands on the wheel this week because it was a lot. They wanted to do like a Connect Four, and actually, this is something I thought would be even cool for you guys. So across the top is seven. I put 7 colleges, and then down the side are 6 NFL teams, and you got to play Connect Four inside the grid, right? So it's like Steelers and Alabama. Like who's that player?
Okay. I kind of like
So
that.
you
That's
have to
Actually.
good.
answer who that
That's
is.
really
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. No,
So
that's.
I love
that'll
the
be.
creativeness of that. That's dope.
We
And
stole it, to
especially
be fair.
Oh, well.
okay, well, hey,
Yeah.
I mean a good theft needs its credit too. So
Right. Right.
Yeah. I think I got a few other things too. So I didn't mean to out Johnny Violence. But that other guy, Johnny Violence, can you talk
Yeah.
about him for a second? Because I haven't seen that name pop up in a while.
Oh, you know what? What did he did something he drafted something. Was he in a fantasy draft or a mock draft? I can't remember. He did something recently. Anyway, um, Johnny Violence was a character that came out of something that originally, small as you were even kind of in, where, we're slinging some shit on the internet sometimes. Yep. And that may or may not go over super well in your high paying corporate job. And so, sometimes you got to create a pen name or a side character. And yeah, so Johnny Violence was born out of that. And, he pops up when I need him. He pops up when I need him.
Yep. All I remember is like I didn't know for sure. I thought I knew who Johnny Violence was, but like I wasn't really sure for a long time. And then I think Derek literally had to tell me at one point. I was like, oh yeah, that actually makes like a lot of sense. But
yeah, because
I got to know because ironically, me and Johnny Violence were tight.
Yeah, that's right.
For a short period of time, we had merch together.
I remember that.
Talk
Yeah,
about putting you in a blender.
Yeah, we had buckets of Violence merch, which
That's
actually
right.
did pretty well, like for when all that shit came out. But yeah, dude, Johnny Violence was my guy back in the day, but he hasn't been around too much.
Yeah, well, I was applying to NHL jobs, and as the lone hockey aficionado at Thoughts from I guess vote too. But I didn't want to be sitting there talking shit on the Carolina Hurricanes while I'm also like
Yep.
trying to get a job there or something. So
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Right.
Yep. Talking about you being the producer of Two Beers Deep, I've asked Denny this before. Why do you think, if you had to put it into words, why is Deke so toxic?
I don't think Derek is toxic.
That's not
I
true.
think
All right.
I think where maybe he's misunderstood is that
Jesus.
he really has to deal with Greg on a daily basis, and none of the rest of you do. And so, like, as the only other person that has ever had to deal with Greg on a regular basis, like, there's like today, prime example. Okay. I needed him to pick 2 colors for a little token thing for that Connect 4 game. And he picks 2 pastel colors. He goes blue and purple. How am I supposed to, like, you don't understand what a good logo is, what a good design is, man. They need to be contrasting colors. And then he's like, well, what about the Charlotte Hornets? So then you're there sitting, you're fucking eating your lunch, right? Like, because he's right, first off.
You're gonna have to
But then
go over color theory with Greg, right?
Second, it still doesn't help me at all because it still looks like dog shit. So So if you had to deal with Greg all the time, you would be more like Deke and I are.
Well, I don't know.
I feel like Greg is annoyingly smart. Like,
It's
it's
incredible.
to the point where he says something and you're like, why do you know that, and why do you have to know that? But he fucking does.
Yeah.
Like, I guess that, like, what you just said isn't the best example of that, but I still feel like the statement is true when it comes to Greg.
It definitely is.
When we play the trivia games, I think Deke has won once in my however many years as the podcast producer for Two Beers Deep. I mean, it's tough. It's tough. And even like and especially like if it's in baseball, fucking forget about it.
Mhm.
But when he crosses into your thing, you know what I mean? That's when it's really frustrating. When he's like pulling up hockey facts that you forgot about and he's making you look dumb, you're like, what the fuck? Or like soccer or whatever. Like, it's just, yeah. He's incredible. He's a sports encyclopedia.
No, it is crazy because I can talk college football with Greg all day, and like in a good way. But then sometimes he makes you feel like an idiot because you're like, I'm supposed to be that guy, and like it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He's ruthless.
No, and as Penn State fans, we really can't be that guy because we're cheering for a team that pretends to be that guy. So,
damn. Yeah, that's.
But it's better than being a Pitt fan. It's at the end of the day.
I feel like this is to like evoke an argument, and I don't have one. Like, I mean,
no, it's a shot at Greg. It's a shot at Greg. The season ticket holder.
I understand where we're at because, I mean, obviously Keaton Slavis was a Heisman candidate, so what the fuck ever, man. Trust me, I'm not the guy who I'll be completely transparent. I love firing up Penn State fans, but I don't have an argument when it comes between Pitt and Penn State, and I know that.
Yeah.
But
yeah, you and I have very rarely
we
actually
take the Pitt one on the chin.
Yeah, you and I have very rarely argued Pitt Penn State, just because I don't think you can fire me up about Penn State because I know that we're a bunch of frauds.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I know that, and no matter, I feel like and I don't take many shots at Pitt because like as a kid I rooted for Pitt basketball, so like I never really I didn't have that much against Pitt. It's just Pitt football, and we don't even play you guys anymore. So like I feel like you and I haven't really argued that much about it.
Yeah, I mean it's not as much, but you are one of a very small population of Penn State fans who knows that you're not that guy.
Right. Yeah.
There are still a lot of people who
it's
are
a cult,
drunk off the Kool-Aid right now that can't remember that you are not that guy and have not been for quite some time. But this is also coming from a guy who's a fan of guys who were never that guy. So, I'll take that as it is.
Yeah. Few other things I want to get to. So you were at, and I'm not going to ask you too much about it, University of Wyoming, social media guy. What, in your opinion, what was your best memory working with that athletic department, putting out social stuff?
Yeah, so first I was director of creative video, so put some respect on it,
Sorry,
bitch.
my bad.
Favorite memories. Well, I never lost a boot game to CSU, so that's fucking sweet. And that's the greatest rivalry trophy in all of sports. It's just literally a boot that somebody threw at somebody, so then they became the thing they traded because that's how we do it out here. The March Madness tournament with the men's basketball team in 2022 was, you're sitting on the floor and all the cameras and the paint on the floor and on the board says March Madness and all that stuff, and there's Indiana on the other side, and you kind of gotta like pinch yourself for a second. You're like, holy shit, I'm here. The Barstool Arizona Bowl, which was the last thing I ended up doing, meeting all of those guys that this company has idolized, you know what I mean? Like that was really fucking cool. So yeah, I think, those are probably the highlights. Also just working with probably the best creative team I've ever had, which is Jackie Hawks and John Durkee were just the three of us were a three-headed monster that was creatively just some of the most fun I've ever had working. So
that's awesome.
I would say those are my favorite things.
Yeah.
Oh, and the kids.
Yeah.
The kids. Right now we got
the older kids, for clarification.
Yeah, thank you. The athletes, the student athletes.
Yeah.
We've got our pro days are going to be coming up here in about a month or two, and there's a lot of kids that I'm pulling for. And it's just super exciting to watch these young men and women like take the next steps in their career. It's awesome.
That's awesome. Big Cat in person, he's just as cool as what he seems like online, right?
Yeah, he's just as cool. Jersey Jerry's just as cool, and Portnoy is not the asshole that I think he gets made out to be a lot. He was a sweetheart and was kind of in the middle of something and just saw me kind of standing there waiting to talk to him and kind of stopped what he was doing to come over and talk to me. And yeah, man, that whole crew was kick ass and really Katie and Booze, who are behind the scenes people that I spent a lot of time with that week. Yeah, man, they're super awesome. They're just a really cool group of people. And yeah, that's all. Yeah.
What was it like hearing Big Cat's anthem in person?
Electrifying. But what was more electrifying was Taylor Lewan and Will Compton hyping him up after, because he came off the field and they're like, "You killed it! You killed it!" And they're like bumping chests and shit. It was just like guys being dudes, and you were like, "This is awesome."
Dude.
Hell yeah. And then one last question, just because you do talk music on a Great Depression a good bit. Favorite band? Because I feel like I could talk music with you for hours.
That's so tough.
I know. If I had to put you on the spot,
but to just stamp one band, that's so tough.
I'm putting you on the spot.
What do you want? Do you want something to go listen to that is like, hey, I haven't heard that band before, I should go check this out?
No. I'm talking
he's talking like your Panic Desert Island Band.
Yeah.
Desert Island Band. Probably Red Hot Chili Peppers right now.
Boom.
Fuck yeah.
That's sick.
Good
That's
answer,
probably
Josh.
They have enough
Made me
range.
like you a bit more.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, you got the slow jams, you've got the hype jams, you've got the sad jams. I think I would say if I had to take one discography with me, it would be Chili Peppers.
That's sick. Yeah, I'm in a big '90s not that Chili Peppers are grunge, but I'm talking like Nirvana, Pearl Jam. I'm in a big phase,
like the alternatives, like '90s alternative type stuff.
Yeah. I'm
Alice in Chains.
Alice in Chains is dope. Yep.
Who I know that they're I know that they are respected, but I still feel like they're one of the more underappreciated bands from that era. I don't think that they get the shine that Nirvana does or whatever, but Alice in Chains was immaculate for that era and that style of music. But
yeah, I would say that's fair, because they didn't have the radio hits that Stone Temple Pilots did.
Yep.
Or
correct.
Even Pearl Jam did.
Mm-hmm.
They're kind of like one of the if they were the four horsemen of the grunge apocalypse, they're like the forgotten fourth horseman.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, they're Ringo.
Yeah. Although maybe
we just
Ringo.
related.
I don't know.
We just related a Beatle to Alice in Chains. That's awesome.
Yeah,
right.
That's what this show does.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah. All right, Benny, you got anything else?
No, let's get started.
Let's go. All right.
Let's jump into it.
All right. So, as always, this week's topic is brought to you by Marshall Fitness. Marshall Fitness is an online personal training service that was founded by a friend of the show, Will Marshall. I've known Will for years. He knows exactly what he's doing. He takes you through step by step and develops a plan with you and keeps checking in, keeps making sure that you're A, doing your workouts, and B, not having any issues with your workouts. He does nutrition advice. He does the whole shebang, and the results speak for themselves. Obviously, Will is, like I said, he's a good friend of the show. We literally love Will. Please go check him out, support him. You can hit him up on Facebook at Marshall Fitness or on Instagram at WillMarshall_1. The best time to start is now. And this week, boys, we are doing college hockey. And Josh, if I'm being honest, I feel like I've wanted to do college hockey for a long time, and I've kind of refrained from doing it until you were able to come on because you worked with Penn State hockey at one point. So I figured, you being the hockey guy, this was a perfect topic to have you on the show for. So.
Yeah, you misspelled it. It needs to be like CAWLIDGE.
Whenever I post it on YouTube, that's exactly what I'm doing. College hockey.
Perfect.
Yeah.
No, I mean, this is, for me, college hockey is one of the last great institutions on the planet because the boys, a large part of them know that this is the last stop on their career. Some of them maybe go play in Europe. Very rarely do they go to the NHL, especially from some of the smaller schools that we're going to talk about today. So I think it's just it's so awesome. And imagine starting college at the age of 21.
Yeah.
What a great fucking life that would be.
Yeah,
You're just wheeling around, getting hammered with the boys, going to the rink every day, saucing it around, grab a burrito, grab a bunny, and go home. Like, let's fucking go.
You sound like a hockey player, dude.
I was.
Yeah.
I was. Sad when I peaked in high school.
Yeah. Oh, we all did. Benny, you excited for this one?
I am. Dude, I mean, I think that college hockey is something that I know is kind of niche anymore, that not a lot of people are probably paying attention to, but if you're a hockey guy, like if you care about hockey at all, college hockey is the shit. Like if you've ever watched, like I'm talking like the college hockey tournament and getting down to the Frozen Four, which is such a fucking cool name.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's just badass, especially for what it is. Watching college hockey is electrifying. I know that the three of us have, but if you haven't, please get your eyes on some college hockey soon because it is awesome.
Yep.
Very good.
Absolutely.
Very stoked for the topic today.
Yep. Absolutely.
And also, Josh, bold move correcting something spelling wise earlier too.
But I really I misspelled it even worse. Like, you know what I mean?
I know. That's
you got to play in character.
I guess, yeah, that's like a double negative. You were kind of playing to your strength within a week.
Exactly.
That was
right. You'll figure it out, well sweetie.
Done.
You're doing great.
Yeah.
One day you'll be a podcast host.
All right, Benny, let's start with you. What do you got for your first pick?
Oh,
all right,
fuck
so
you.
First one, homer pick. I'm going with the Air Force Academy, the U.S. Air Force Academy kits that they did. I can't remember what year these were a throwback to, but they're just super clean. First and foremost, they're, in my opinion, well done. I know a lot of people liken most of their kits to the Tampa Bay Lightning because of the white and blue colorway with the lightning bolt and things like that. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. I love the way that these look with being completely white, playing outdoors with the accents of blue. And I know that the USAFA across the chest comes off as a little weird, but for anybody still trying to piece that together, United States Air Force Academy is what that's for. And I love the lightning bolts on the breezers, and that the breezers are white, because there's another rendition of these where they're blue. I love just this rendition of the jersey. I think it's clean. I think it's tough. And some military academies don't really always have the best uniforms. There's an exception here or there, but more often than not, they're pretty standard run-of-the-mill. But these, I just think, have a very good classic clean-cut look. Like, they're just pristine to a point. So I threw these on there just because I fucking like them. Deal with it.
So, Air Force, big rivals of Robert Morris, where I went to school. when they used to play together. And actually, they're both in Atlantic Hockey. And then huge rivals with Wyoming. They're in the Mountain West together. So fuck you, Benny. Fuck you in the chair force.
The chair
Wow.
force.
Okay, so let's alleviate Denny of being against the troops. It is now clear in point.
The new narrative.
Josh Elsass.
New narrative.
Can I just pick?
Elsass right over there
I'm
is anti-troops.
I support all troops except for the Air Force.
Yeah, right, I don't know if you
we're
can
gonna call it in. Drop a bomb, Wyoming, right now. Drop one right now.
You can't. The nuclear plant that shoots off the nukes is 2 miles down the road. Laramie's the safest place in the world.
Hey, that's 1 of 5. I got connections to 2 of the other ones, so we'll have a fucking all-out internal war.
It is sick though. Like, did you ever get to go, Benny, to a game at Air Force?
Football, yeah,
but not hockey.
Not hockey, no.
So it's much like Pagula. They just because like the cadets, part of being a cadet is that you have to attend one sporting event a week. So if it's like the Army Air Force game or a big like Robert Morris, whatever, whoever's coming in there that night, it's a small barn. I doubt it seats 1,000, and it gets fucking loud. It's crazy. Yeah. It's like that and wrestling, if you were going to go to a non-football event, are the two to go to because they just get insane.
Yeah, I feel like pretty much any armed forces game is hype. Like Army Navy, I think is a bucket list item for me, at least for football.
Oh, for sure.
Just because they just go crazy, dude. Like they go off, and especially if the barn is that small and they're that close, and it's like the sound reverberates as much as you would think. I would imagine that these games are crazy.
I've been super lucky. Rutgers played Navy at Navy when I worked at Rutgers, and obviously with Wyoming, I was at Air Force. It was actually my first game as a Wyoming Cowboy was at Air Force. So I've gotten to be on the field for both. Like the only military academy I'm missing is the Army at this point, and you get chills. I mean, there's when the troops come onto the field, or the cadets come onto the field, or the seamen come onto the field, and like
the people you don't like. Right.
No,
I like the seamen. I just don't like the chair force.
That actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I'm
fucking with
It's a good pick, Benny. It's a good pick. They have sick jerseys.
Yeah, these are sick. These are kind of these are throwbacks. But I mean, we talked about it last week. I think we're doing 2 hockey episodes in a row, but we're doing any jerseys that have the script going diagonally, I'm a sucker for. Like 90s pens, like we talked about it last week with all the All-Star jerseys for the NHL. Like anything that goes diagonal is just cool. I don't know what it is, they just make it look good. So yeah, the white also is pretty fucking sharp too.
And I like the white pants. That was a good call out. White pants are tight.
Yeah, he even used the term brazers too. I appreciated that.
They're shells. That's what they would call it. They're called shells because you can even see it on the guy on the left. You can see his actual pants are still blue underneath. So it's really, it's just like, it's kind of like a thin nylon material that goes over top of the pants. And actually some guys don't even wear real hockey pants. They'll just wear those with like a girdle underneath that has some padding on it. Little hockey insight for you.
Really?
Yep.
All right. That's dope to know. Josh, what do you got for pick number 1?
Oh God, don't those look tasty? These are the new Penn State alternates this year. This is where I worked. I say I went to school. I feel like I went to school there. I worked there for 4 years, and these are by far my favorite of their alternates. Every year they've had some type of gray mix match kind of thing, and then last year they did all white with just the numbers on them, like the football jerseys. But these, I think, should stick around a little bit. First off, the piping is perfect. You have the across the chest piping like the Montreal Canadiens. You have it just on the elbows and then a nice thin strip down at the bottom. That's perfect. Also, traditionally they wear white helmets. I love the Navy helmet with this. I think it looks fucking disgusting. I love the gray and white gloves. Gray is hard to do on hockey jerseys, and to do it right, a little bit of gray goes a long way, and these are just fucking perfect.
Yeah, these are dope. I mean, this is a homer pick. I also have a homer pick in here too. So Penn State doesn't miss. For being a new program, they know what the fuck they're doing as far as sweaters go.
Well, that's Guy Godowski. It starts and stops with him. He was very adamant that the jerseys needed to be very traditional, very plain when they started the program. Just the Nittany headlion, and occasionally with their thon or these kind of jerseys, they'll get a little crazy with them. But I just think these are just so sweet.
Yeah, no, these are
it's
clean.
it's hard for me to accept, but these are tight. And I think more than anything, like for me, what sends me over the edge with these is the helmet. Like you said, I mean that's a great call out, is because to me, like the jersey and the pants are both great, but the helmet to me is like the icing on the cake for the whole uniform. So I'm a big fan of these, and I do like, that's a good call out too with it them being a similar setup to the Canadians jerseys.
Yep.
And their colors, especially with that gray, look so clean in there. With the blue and white outlined font with the blue helmet is just very well done. A lot of respect for these.
Smalls, would you like to see something like this for the football team, a gray incorporated jersey as an alternate?
My thing is, like, what would it even look like?
I don't know. We don't know. We've literally never seen anything else. Like, it's hard to imagine.
I mean, it would literally just be a gray jersey with blue numbers. That's all it would be. I think it would look fine. I don't know.
If you went with blue pants, gray top, blue numbers.
Yeah, the blue pants, and again, it's just because I'm
blue helmet.
Used to thinking about it. See, I'm out on the blue helmet. The helmet. I like just and I know I'm
white
sounding
with
like
blue stripe.
I'm sounding like a cult member right now. I like just the white with the blue stripe. I really do.
Yeah.
The one change that I like is adding the numbers for homecoming. But gray.
You don't even like the Nittany lion head on the side of the helmet?
No, because I mean, it's a chipmunk, dude. I'm the first to admit it. That's not a lion. That's a chipmunk.
Yeah, but it looks sick on the hockey jersey. It looks, they're regular ones. It looks so fucking good.
Yeah, I think, dude, they need to bring back like the Nittany lion logo from like late '90s, early 2000s, where it actually looks like a mountain lion.
Oh,
yeah,
and
not this one that they kind of revived in the 2000s. But I mean, the gray. My pick is, spoiler alert, the gray is something that is heavily involved in my pick, and I think it works. It definitely works well, especially given the fact that it's not all gray. Like, these are just, it's crisp. You know, they didn't try to do too much with it, which they haven't really tried to do too much with any of the ones that they've come out with, which
When I was at Robert Morris, they had an all gray with diagonal. It said Robert Morris, or it said Colonials diagonally in navy down the chest. And by the end of the first period, they almost looked like you could see the sweat stains and stuff on them. You know what I mean? Because the gray wasn't like receiving it well. It was really not great.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Damn. All right. Let's get to my first pick. I'm going 0-2 North Dakota. And my man Zach Parise here was the guy who kind of put these to the forefront, right? Obviously, Zach Parise, hell of a hockey player in both the NHL and college. Hobie Baker, finalist as a freshman. First game playing for North Dakota. Scored a hat trick. The guy's been a legend for years, and I don't think that there is a more recognizable college hockey jersey out there because of all the legends that have gone through North Dakota. The logo's sick, kind of gives me Blackhawks vibes. The green outline of the black letters just makes it stick out even more. The piping is simple, kind of off to the side a little bit, but pretty simple. That green is sharp. The basic dude in me just loves the fact that this is a jersey that was worn by a star in college at a small college. So I love the rarity of it too. So overall, I think these are dope. These are super recognizable, and just that logo is just sick. I don't know what it is about that logo. Oh, and I didn't even talk about the trim around the neck too. That tribal print around the neck is just it's perfect. I don't know what it is about these, but these are, in my mind, the quintessential college hockey jerseys.
Yeah, so that's what's cool about college hockey, right? Is like North Dakota State is a D3 school in a lot of sports, but in hockey they're D1, and that's the only sport they're maybe soccer as well, something like that. But the unfortunate part is they're no longer the Fighting Sioux, and that's the sad, but also you have to acknowledge the fact that first off, the Sioux was a white person term that they gave to all of the Indians in that area or Native Americans in that area. So like it's
I didn't know that.
super racist. It would be like just calling like us the whites is essentially what it means. But yeah, I mean the Fighting Sioux are iconic, and not this is Zach Parise, but Jonathan Taves. Yep. I mean, like they've literally had every decent college hockey player that didn't come out of Boston or Minnesota came out of North Dakota.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I love these, and I mean, definitely, I don't want to beat the dead horse with the legends that have come through that program, but just optically, these are cool, especially for that era. With different jerseys that you're looking at from that time period. These are just cool. I think the colorway works. I like the green and the black together. That logo is awesome. It's a shame that they're not around anymore. But these were just a tough look, and I think you even removed the stars who played there. This is still a tough look. It just adds to it because there were guys dominating, getting to throw these on every once in a while.
And that was and what's kind of crazy. So when they had just built a brand new facility for them when they switched to I know they're the Hawks. I think they might be like the Battle Hawks or something like that. But when they first switched that facility, all the donors refused to take down the Sioux and the logo, the people who paid for it.
Really?
So like you had this, like, it was a really bizarre situation where you had a team that was mismatched from their, like, they're still green and black, but like, yeah, it was a big deal in the hockey community. And right around that time is too when Penn State came in, and like a lot of diehard college hockey people were really not having a good time.
Yeah, that sounds kind of like a tense situation there.
It was.
All right, Benny, what do you got for pick number 2?
So second pick, this is just out of the ridiculousness of this altogether. So these Michigan jerseys, okay? Let's start with what I hate. And that is the 56 stripes on the shoulders. That is just too much. I don't understand the Rolodex on each arm that's going on there. And the yellow, that like mustard yellow or whatever they say, what is it, the maize or whatever?
Maize.
Yeah, maize is just, I mean, just gross. But what I do like on it is that, and I mean, I guess I kind of mean this sarcastically, but I do mean it genuinely, is the full Wolverine, like full scale from head to ass, just plastered on the jersey. It's not the meth bear that they have for the Boston Bruins jersey that they just wore earlier this year. It's not that bad, but I love that they just went full Wolverine with it, which kind of just looks like, a badger on drugs. But it looks good. I think maybe just because I've never seen it before. All I've ever seen from Michigan is the M and then the winged helmet and stuff, which you see them sporting here, obviously, like they do for football, but it's just absurd to me. And I love the yellow socks that are slightly brighter than the maize jersey.
They fucked up the socks.
It's like just enough of a tint to where you're like, oh, those are not the same fucking color.
Well, same thing with the helmet too. That's a different shade of maize right there.
Oh shit, you're right. Actually, that almost matches the socks better than the jersey does.
Right. So it's like, I really don't even know what was supposed to happen. I think it was like, hey, let's, make it look old, but also kind of fuck it up a little bit because who cares? And this is what we got. So I don't know, man. These are just ridiculous looking. I didn't even put them on here because I love them or I hate them. I just put them on here because they're wild, and that's it.
Yeah. No, the shoulder Rolodex. I think I said this about the one Chicago Bears jerseys we were talking about, Benny. Looks like those old style, like the slit eyeglasses, the sunglasses.
The shutter shades.
Yeah.
That's the first thing it made me think of. Yeah, dude. Yeah, that badger, it honestly kind of just looks like a badger. The Wolverine is just something straight off of bad taxidermy on Reddit, dude. Like it's just so weird. Kind of a weird.
That's
move.
Someone's cat that they had stuffed because they can't part ways with it, and they were like, "Hey, University of Michigan, throw this shit right on your chest."
Yeah.
I mean, and Michigan, they're in a way. They typically keep things pretty traditional with how they look. Like it's always simple but relatively clean. But this was just so off the wall compared to what we see from Michigan in general that I just like, because this was one of the few that didn't come off the top of my head. It was after I'd been doing some research and stuff, and I was like, oh, there's no way we are letting these go unnoticed.
Yeah.
So I had to put these on here and get the fellas' opinions.
Yeah, so Michigan is Michigan, right? They are.
Yeah, fuck them.
Well, but they can be those dudes because of the number of national championships they won, the number of times how they've stayed relevant through every decade of college hockey. I mean, you go back to the inception of college hockey, Michigan's there. You go right now, they're a top 10 program. So you can't shit on them for that, but they have definitely made some questionable choices with their wardrobes. This would be one of them.
Yeah, I feel like no matter what sport it is, hockey, basketball, football, if Michigan strays away from what they normally do, it's almost always bad because they don't do it often. But the few times that the football team is kind of strayed away from the normal blue and maize, it hasn't been good. Like I think I've shat on their basketball team too, just because they come out with some dumb shit, and it makes me happy because I fucking hate this school. But
I was gonna say, I feel like some of this is biased.
it might be biased, but it might be.
But
biased.
also, you got to give
tad.
them credit though too, because what they normally do is just like Penn State or Minnesota or Wisconsin, where it's like iconic, right? Like, don't fuck it up because it's great, but they're willing to take risks. Whereas like those other schools I just mentioned refuse to take risks because of their brand. So you got to give them credit for that. Also, just like Adidas should never make fucking hockey jerseys. They don't do.
Well, I mean, they're the NHL uniform provider now, so
yeah, for the last year, thank God. I mean, they did okay with the reverse retros, and they've given the teams a lot of say, so I'm okay with that. Whereas like Reebok tried to standardize everybody like fucking idiots, but
what the fuck was that about? Anyway, I guess that's a separate conversation.
Yeah.
But yeah,
no, fuck Michigan, dude. Fuck Michigan. All
right.
Josh, what do you got for your second pick?
There they are. Okay, so the newest team to college hockey is Arizona State Sun Devils. This is their digi print, and it's a 90s hockey jersey in the best fucking way you can describe it, where it has kind of like what you see on mine, where the shoulders go over the top, but they run the whole way down the sleeve. And it's just, I love this like chevron, like flame thing that they've got going on here. I love the oversized trident on the helmet. It's really, they are a team that hasn't been around a whole long time, but they are really starting to push the envelope as far as what college hockey is going to look like moving forward. It's going to be a little less traditional, a little bit more fun. And these jerseys, I think, are a great way to start. It oddly pays homage to 90s hockey while also still being like progressive.
I'm torn. I'm torn on
Yeah?
these. I'm torn on
Let me
these.
have it.
Well, no, only because. So I wish they would have.
I'll let them have it.
Yeah.
I don't fuck with the digi shit at all. I'll be 1,000% honest. I can appreciate the them just going for it, and like you said, because they are extremely new, right? And I guess you wanna make an impactful first impression, but this Digimon flame, that's painted on guys' cars who are divorced and trying to give people rides home from the roller rink, that type of shit.
God.
I can't. I can't. I
Awesome.
respect the originality, but I'm not with them. I'm not there.
I'm torn on these because I think if they are gonna do this, they need to lean in and they need to go full 1990s Tampa Bay Lightning on us. They need to make it so ridiculous that we
like
have
what
to
they have
love it.
right now. Their reverse retros right now.
Yeah. Where it looks like a motocross jersey. That's what I want.
But
if you're gonna
it's on the backs too. Like, do you see the back of the?
No, that makes
Benny
me think
with the
Utah
numbers?
Jazz. That's the thing.
I do. Okay, you know what? That helps like a little bit, but
Yellow
still,
pants.
man.
I know you can't show all of them smalls, but like I think that may have been the least flattering photo of it.
That's the one you sent me, dude. So
I know.
I think, like I said, I think these could have been great for all the wrong reasons had they actually leaned into it. I don't think they leaned into it enough. I think they should have made these ridiculous. I appreciate the effort because they did make it. It is different, and they're trying to make a splash. I kind of like the trident on the helmet. The flames. I think this would be a dope jersey, just clean if they got rid of the flames or gone the other way and just went full ridiculous. It's just kind of caught in the middle for me.
The part that I really love is the 90s shoulders and how they go into the sleeves.
See, that's attention to detail.
that I do like.
Yeah.
I think it's just those other details that, like, you might as well throw a marshmallow on the trident so that it can roast it on that campfire looking shit that it's got right next to it. But I can appreciate like the setup of the jersey and how you're saying, like, with how the sleeves are done. I do really enjoy that. I don't know. I think maybe it's the digitized Minecraft shit that's just throwing me off. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh shit. When you say Minecraft, that makes me like at least like less. You're so right. It does. It's like, yeah.
I think
like in my brain, it's like, yeah, it's Chevron, not. But that's probably my brain goes to the design term, right? Which is the Chevron pattern, and that goes to what pop culture is associating it with, and maybe the kids are too. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, I kind of wish they would have went straight up flames. Like, get rid of the digital look. If they're gonna do it, dude, just make it ridiculous.
I think they did last year or 2 years ago. They had an alternate that had like a flames on the sleeves or something. Go like fucking They're their reverse retros this year, but the Calgary Flames with the fucking horse on it.
Yes.
And it had the flames on the bottom. Like, go like that. That'd
Yeah.
be sick. And then you could do a skating Sun Devil, which is in my final pick, and I'll talk about later. But like a skating Sun Devil where instead of the hockey stick, he had the trident on like a flint. That'd be kind of tight.
See, that is a fucking dope idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. We should design jerseys, boys.
Some might say. Some people are talking.
If I wasn't like borderline handicapped when it comes to the arts, I would definitely love to take a crack because I think I have great ideas, but the execution would not be pretty.
Benny, do you know what we call that? Creative director.
Oh, right.
You could be the creative director.
Yeah, of my own doodles.
Yes, exactly.
Someone give them to
no,
me
get
just
Bo
for
to doodle them
use.
for you. You just, yeah.
Right. Dude, okay, real story. Actually, real quick. So, I can't even remember what it was for, but a buddy of mine, Josh, I think you would actually be big fan of him. Montana native, huge hockey guy, played college hockey, big, typical hockey dude. Had asked me because, we were making merch and things like that for Thoughts on the Bench. I can't remember what exactly it was for, but he wanted me to talk to Vo and get him to make dude, I gotta send it to both you guys at some point. Wanted me to make a logo for something related to him called Dr. Biscuits that was supposed to be hockey related. And so Vo made up this hockey puck with a mullet and eyes on it with a stethoscope. Awesome. And it was, and that was Dr. Biscuits. And it was fucking hysterical because it was like definitely a rough draft for Vo.
Those are the best.
So I mean, it looks like if you gave Gritty, the Flyers mascot, a sun That's kind
that's
of what
awesome.
this thing looks like, and it is hysterical looking. So I got to send it to both you at some point.
Yeah, no,
That's super cool.
I think we should actually just make Vault t-shirts just on our own and sell them on our own with that on it. Dr. Biscuits.
Dr. Biscuits. Shout out Tyler Metters for Dr. Biscuits, the inception of him.
Dude, that's great. Oh my god. Dr. Biscuits is a solid name, dude. I'm not
It's a
gonna lie.
good
I can't
name.
get over that. Dr. Biscuits. All right. Let's get to my second pick. Going 2016 Minnesota Duluth. There were a lot of jerseys that I could pick for UMD, but UMD is one of those old school powerhouses that I think they've won 3 national championships. They're one of those schools that kind of make college hockey great because Minnesota Duluth is not a school that is known as a national powerhouse really across sports, probably outside of hockey. This is what makes college hockey cool, and because of all these other schools that become something because their hockey teams are so good. So they keep the Minnesota colors, which I think are dope. The maroon and that gold just go so well together. The piping is super simple. It's the logo that I'm fucking in love with because I'm a sucker for any, and we've talked about it on the show before, I'm a sucker for any logo that's sort of cartoony and kind of has that like old school like varsity sort of look. This is exactly what these do. It's just so like in your face, that bulldog, and it kind of reminds me of Michigan State's one version of Sparty that they use on some of their uniforms. Like, it's just so cartoony, but it kind of works because this is a mean mugging fucking bulldog. The colors are sharp. It checks the box of having laces at the top, which I think any hockey jersey with laces is gonna hit for the most part. This is an all-around great pick. This is something that I would buy because UMD is a very niche college hockey thing that I would wear a UMD jersey because it's just mean, you know?
Yeah, I mean, first and foremost, everybody in the college hockey world knows that this is a very respected and powerhouse program, right? And aside from that, these just look good. I mean, I've always really dug their colorways for whatever reason.
Yep.
I don't know why, but that maroon and whatever shade of yellow you want to call that is just works. And especially on the white jersey with that like popping off of it, they look good. And well, yeah, I guess that makes sense. They're the Golden Gophers, but
no, they're not. That's Minnesota.
No, that's Minnesota.
It's
right?
same colors.
What
though.
is
Same color.
what's
though.
It is
Duluth?
same colors, same state.
Yep.
Hell,
What's
Minnesota
the-
Duluth is technically a satellite school, like Penn State Altoona of Minnesota.
Right. That's right.
Yep.
Right. Regardless, though, they look fucking clean. And I mean, you just like you said, Smalls, you are taking a risk with going with that big mascot logo or whatever. And it's either it's going to pay off or it doesn't. And in this case, I think it does. And the cartoony stuff, if you put it like, it'd be different if the jerseys were set up in a very new school way. But because they are very classic looking, the logo doesn't look absurd. You know what I mean? If these were on like a very modern looking jersey, I'm trying to even think of one to relate to it. But I don't know. Like if you put these on a jersey that was set up the way that the modern day Washington Capitals jerseys are, and you put a big cartoony logo on it, it's not going to look that good. But you put it on something like this, and it pays off.
Yeah, so I just want to first, like, this is the dynasty of current day college hockey. They were in the championship in 17, 18, and 19. They won 2 out of 3 of those. They haven't missed the fucking college hockey NCAA playoff since 2014.
Yeah.
They're fucking
They're
studs.
always rolling. Yeah.
Them and St. Cloud. But anyway, yeah, no, Minnesota Duluth, I love the Bulldog. Unfortunately, just like in all of college sports, there's like 17 fucking Bulldogs everywhere, and it's a pain in the fucking ass. But, no, and Benny, what you're referring to as far as like the modern day setup is a lot of blocking, right? Where it's like, it's blocks of color,
Correct.
right? This is what we
Right.
call piping in hockey, right? So that thing around the arm, around their waist, down their sides, that's all piping. And that's what allows them to get away with that big fucking bold logo. And yeah, Smalls, you're absolutely right. If you don't got the stitch at the top, like, are you even a hockey team?
Yeah.
If you don't have one jersey with the stitching at the top?
Right. Right. No, these are that bulldog is mean though. I feel like if your college team has a bulldog as a mascot, you're gonna have some pretty sick shit that you can wear. For the most part.
Yeah.
You know, even Georgetown, I guess they're called the Hoyas, and still a fucking bulldog.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's still a mean looking bulldog. Even though bulldogs.
You want?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
You want to talk about a team that handles gray well? Georgetown.
Yeah, Georgetown.
Yeah.
Does
They use gray
correctly.
very well.
They do. Absolutely. No, yeah, I fucking I would buy this. Like, if I saw this somewhere in person, I might even go online tonight and buy one, because I saw this. I was like, I wear this in a heartbeat.
So, quick story. When I worked for Penn State, every road arena that we went to, I would sneak off to the pro shop and buy. Because, like, in college hockey, it would be the equivalent. The Big Ten is the equivalent of like what the SEC would be, where it's like Michigan State, Michigan, Minnesota, Wisconsin. Like, you're at like the hockey grails, and so like I'd always have to like sneak down and like sneak my Minnesota shirt into my fucking backpack so nobody would see it and shit. But like, man, yeah, that maroon and gold it's iconic, and they do it just as well as the founders of it at Minnesota.
I got
Minnesota.
I got a question off of that. How much fucking money did you spend? If you're
So
buying
I
hockey
tried
jerseys
to
at every
keep
Big
it.
Ten
Oh
school?
no, they weren't jerseys. Jerseys. Let's
I was gonna say,
No.
Jesus Christ, that's like
I think
$150 every time you go in.
the most expensive thing I bought was a hoodie at Minnesota. Everything else was like a T-shirt or a long sleeve shirt.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
Just more as like a more manageable memento from each place that you went
Well,
to.
and it's just because, like, you know, like growing up a kid in the United States, for whatever reason, through it was coaches or my parents, like, I had a good idea that I could go to college to play hockey. Like, that was my ticket. And really, that was my ticket all the way up to going to college, was that I was going to go play. So, like, I grew up watching Duncan Keith at Michigan State, or Carl Hagelin at Michigan, or, you know, Parise at North Dakota. I mean, Phil at Minnesota. Yeah. Like, those are things that I vividly remember. And like, so yeah, I mean, it's tough, especially with how important college hockey has been lately, and particularly for the Penguins, how they've signed some incredible college hockey players. You got to remember, out of our top first draft picks during the Generation X era, right? Where they were getting Crosby and Malkin, Brooks Orpik was a college hockey player. Ryan Whitney was a college hockey player. Like, some of our bigger names were college hockey guys. So like, the entire time growing up as a United States hockey player, like, some of my like biggest heroes played on these teams, and then I'm in these famous barns and looking at these sweaters, and I'm just like, ugh. Yep. It would be equivalent to going on a tour of the SEC.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that would be sick. So Josh, let me ask you this: why is college hockey not bigger than what it is now? Because I feel like it's an exciting product, but like, why is it not? It's nowhere near college basketball. Obviously, nowhere near college football. But like, it's almost like college baseball, where like you have your fans that follow it.
Yes.
But like, I don't get it.
I think hockey's not a popular sport. Let's just
because even the NHL doesn't have as much hype as it should either. So you boil that down to the college level.
Yeah.
You know.
Also, you look at where these teams are located is all the way in the north, right? How many people live in fucking North Dakota, Smalls? How many do you think?
3.
Yeah, right. Like,
Carson Wentz used to.
Right? So, like, with the exceptions of the hotbeds of Minnesota, Colorado, and the Northeast, you know, these things are very small town teams. A lot of them, too, aren't big teams. Like, think about this. Nebraska of Omaha is a traditional like college hockey powerhouse. That's the satellite campus in Omaha of the University of Nebraska. Same with Duluth. So like you're like if college hockey were to get their heads on right and they were like, sorry, Omaha, Nebraska, you don't exist anymore. We're moving the team back to Nebraska, right? And like you kind of broke it up more traditionally to the school names that people recognize, maybe you would have a better cheering section. But for the most part, like the Big Ten is the only conference in hockey that has powerhouse names that are household names. Notre Dame, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Penn State, Ohio State, Michigan State. They're the only ones like that. Even in the powerhouse conferences of college hockey, like Hockey East, is Boston University good at anything? No.
Yeah,
Boston College occasionally is good at basketball, never good at football. UConn occasionally good at football or basketball. Really haven't been good at basketball in a long time. You know what I mean? So it's just like they're not household names. Like, did anybody know there was a University of Vermont or Northern Michigan or Western Michigan?
Well, Western Michigan.
There's two schools in Alaska, for fuck's sake.
Row the boat. I know Western Michigan. Fucking PJ Fleck. But
true.
But no, that's interesting. Because it's just weird that I feel like it is a good product. Like it's entertaining. Like I've been to a Penn State hockey game. It is entertaining.
Right. It just doesn't have. I think that like what Josh was saying is it doesn't have the reach.
Yep.
Is that the other sports do? Like you're not going to find a resident of Alabama turning on the fucking Caps game. You know what I mean? Like that's you're not going to have them waiting to see what happens to Minnesota Duluth in the college hockey playoff. You know what I mean? Like it's unfortunately just not going to happen. But I hope that someday it does for sure, because I think hockey is one of the most exciting sports as a fan to watch.
100%.
But it's just, it's hoping that takes off. But I don't think there's much more you can do for it. I mean, I guess hockey could market itself a little bit better. But you've already done so much. It's like, I feel like, if say there's a cult following movie, right, and they end up making a chain of movies, you're typically in those sequels only going to return the people who liked the first one, right? There's not going to be somebody who never saw the first one and is like, I'm going to go see the second one, even though I have no idea what the first one's about. You already have that following. That's who's going to go from place to place. It's very hard to grow when you've already blasted it so much everywhere else. So, I don't know, man, but
low key, do you know who has the best fucking club hockey jerseys on the planet? Alabama.
Really?
Their club hockey team jerseys are in fuego, because it's just the fucking A on all scarlet jerseys and pants and socks. They look so fucking tight.
Dude, these are
really?
These are
They're
kind of dope.
So fucking cool. Do you have screen? Oh yeah.
Dude, those are kind of fire.
Look at those.
Oh, those are sick. Okay, well, I stand corrected, I guess. That is.
Click on that, the one where the kid's standing with his helmet off, Smalls. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4 rows down.
This one?
No, underneath with the elephants facing off.
Oh,
one more down.
Yeah. Damn, those are kind of clean.
No, click on the one with the kid with his helmet off. That's like catty corner down. Yeah, right there. Oh.
Yeah, those are sick. Those are sick.
Woo! Just that big bold bar at the bottom too. That piping. Oh my god. Yeah, I wish Alabama was a D1 school, because they get it. They get it.
Damn. All right, Benny, what do you got for your third pick?
Hey, good.
All right. See, I made up for it. No, dude. Anybody, especially locally. Obviously, we're gonna have a bigger opinion on this than anybody else. But Robert Morris just always is pumping out fire uniforms. It was hard for me to even just pick this picture. Like, there are so many different renditions of the Robert Morris jerseys that I absolutely love. And you know how we have hashtag cream is clean. I
Yep.
think we need to go with hashtag laces or aces because
Ooh.
the laces
Yeah.
at the top are sick as shit, dude. Especially like on that one on the left there, the blue with the RMU diagonally, and I almost kind of like that it's not Robert Morris. I kind of dig
Yep.
the bigger RMU going down diagonally. I think the way that they do the shoulders on the sleeves and cutting that off, like because sometimes kind of like Josh said earlier, like I would kind of like for the sleeves to come all the way down, but I think the way that they do these is perfect. I obviously love that colonial colorway of the red, white, and blue, but all three of these are sick. Those the white jerseys there, and then the blue jerseys, and then even that traditional throwback that the goalies got on with it saying Robert Morris kind of circulated around the number in the middle is just sick. I mean, they've got like I actually believe it or not, I like their gray ones with the Robert Morris Colonial head on them. There's a bunch of different ones here that I really really enjoy, but I like this. I chose this picture on purpose because I specifically dig the renditions of the blue and white one here the best. I just think that they're cool, and it's crazy that Robert Morris has always been at least fighting to be relevant at some point. And they almost lost their program.
They did.
They did, right?
It's
They
back,
did,
yeah.
and it's back now. And it's like that was shocking, especially for the Pittsburgh area. That was like our hockey school, you know what I mean? And it was just crazy to see it gone. And now that it's back, obviously Pittsburgh's much happier. But I just think that they've always done a good job of fitting their guys right in uniforms. And these are one of my favorites up there in college hockey, period. And sure, it's a little bit of a homer pick, but I just think they're clean, dude.
I'm super glad that you even picked them because I was like, if I don't pick Robert Morris, I hope one of the boys picks him or I'm going to be pissed. This is a school I got recruited to go play at. There's something about those sweaters that, like, you know, and you had alluded to it earlier. They used to just have that head on the chest, and it didn't work. It was bulky. It was weird because it's a weird logo the way it's kind of designed. But going with the traditional, like, you know, America came up with the greatest fucking jerseys in 1980, so why fuck with it? Just fucking slap your logo on that bitch and run with it. Like that's what they did. And but yeah, that red one in the middle is a sweetheart one for me too. The girls actually used to have one that did have the colonial head in the middle, but it was all that maroon red, and then they wore their blue pants and red socks with it, and they looked fire. That was back when I was in school there. But yeah, no, these are sweet. And again, you know, other than beating Kentucky, has anyone outside of Pittsburgh ever heard of Robert Morris? You know what I mean? That's the problem with college hockey. Pitt doesn't have a team. Robert Morris does.
Yeah. No, dude, Benny, like you said, the RMU, I think hits harder than Robert Morris. Maybe it is,
right, and that's a lot to fit too.
Yeah.
I think, you know, like putting Robert Morris, like it'd be too scrunched. I think that RMU packs a punch more, and I love the font that they use for it too. I just think it's good looking, dude.
Yeah,
they used to do colonials. Benny was what they did back when the all gray was colonials diagonal.
Right. And that looks much better. But that's what I'm saying is to where if they want to incorporate like not just, you know, the logo or the mascot name or whatever, you know, or the team nickname or whatever, if you want to actually, you know, have the school on there, I kind of like the abbreviated RMU. I just think it looks clean. And I've seen the colonial ones that you're talking about, but I think like definitely if they were trying to stray from that, this is what you want.
Well,
these are just clean, dude.
I kind of enjoy the fact that they did incorporate the logo, because I think the Colonial logo is sick. And maybe not for like a hockey sweater, but at the very least they have them on the breezers down there. You know, like they incorporated it somehow, which I can appreciate because it's a sick logo. The middle one, the one with the goalie that the goalie has on is sick. Like just the circular with the number in the middle, I think is really, really clean.
Can we design for a second? Let's creative director Benny. Can you go back to the Penn State ones that I picked? So if you were to take this as your template, right? And you did red where the gray is, blue, leave the blue, and then in a cream jersey, right? Cream is clean.
Sheesh.
But script font Bobby Moe where Penn State is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, put Bobby Moe. Don't put Robert Morris or clone. It's like
Put
Bobby
Bobby
Moe.
Bobby
Moe.
Moe, yeah.
Like in the old Miss
Were
font.
you sitting
Imagine
on
that.
this?
No, that was just off top of my brain right now.
That's sick.
Dude, and I
Good
was
for
just
you.
going to say, fuck the script, the Ole Miss font.
Yes,
Yeah.
the
That's what I'm
old Miss font.
talking
Bobby
about,
Moe.
dude.
Whoo!
Oh,
think
my
the-
God. Josh,
think
you're
the
on to
men's-
something.
Basketball team maybe has something like that. I don't know. Anyway.
Dude, that's
Dude.
Dude, good for you, Josh. Good for you.
That's sick. That's a wonderful idea.
I am open to employment for anybody that is needing of creative ideas.
Or a
Someone
mute.
hire me.
RMU.
Yeah, right. I don't think I'm going back. Actually, that's not true. I am. I'm be talking to our as like part of like an alumni thing. I'll be chatting with some of the future grads, the seniors this year.
Nice.
In March.
Nice.
But I'm trying to look. I thought they had something that said Bobby
See,
Moe
I
for
thought they
the
did
men's
too.
hoops team. We'd have to
Yeah.
ask Dre.
Yeah. Well, Dre
He
is,
watches
I think,
the
the
hoops-
biggest
the hoops
Bobby
team all the
Moe
time.
hoops fan that
Yeah.
I've ever seen. Or he's the only Bobby Moe hoops fan that I know. So. and that's
No,
not
there's
talking
one
shit on
dude who
Bobby
doesn't
Moe,
miss a
but-
game. There's one dude with curly long hair that doesn't miss a game. I can tell you that.
All right, Josh, we're gonna move on though. We got your third and final pick. These are nice, dude. These are sick.
Yes. Okay, so American International, again, talking about schools that nobody fucking knows exists. American International. So the reason I picked these jerseys is because unlike most other sports, hockey has this infinity for logos that are playing hockey, right? So this is, I think, the best version of it in college hockey. It's also one of the only schools that doesn't ever go away from it. AIC always has the Hornet, skating with the stick, the muscly arms, the little beefy arms like he's Trogdor. It's all about the logo for me. Yes, the piping's clean and all that, it looks great. But I wanted to make sure I picked out a jersey that had the skating logo because it's so special in hockey, because we have something so unique like the hockey stick, which is on my shoulder here with the Florida Panthers, that it's almost like a source of pride to incorporate it into a logo. And being from Pittsburgh, obviously, the Penguins have the skating penguin. And so, like, it's just that logo to me is so fucking cool, so fucking perfect. It's hard to not incorporate. And I wish more teams incorporated their mascots playing football or baseball or whatever, but hockey does it, and this is probably one of the best in college hockey.
I agree, dude. I think that's such a good logo. And this school, they're in Virginia, right?
No,
is that where
they're
they're
Northeast.
in?
Well, I don't know. American International. That's a good question, Benny. I have no fucking clue where they are. I thought they were in the Boston area. Smalls is on it.
Smalls, can
Yeah,
you
no,
fact check me real quick?
Yeah, no, I'm looking. I think so. They're in Massachusetts, Springfield.
That's what I thought.
Massachusetts. Okay.
Yeah.
There's another one that's similar to that name, like that's got one of those real like
Rochester
you know,
Institute
broad
of Technology.
right. But yeah, dude, I mean, all in all, these are pretty tight. And I mean, obviously, I'm gonna be biased. I like the colorway. But that logo, dude, is really what sends me over the edge. And small accent that I feel like probably is an unpopular opinion. I actually dig the yellow helmet in this
I agree.
case.
I was just gonna say
I
that.
do. I like it.
Yeah. No, dude. Well, yeah, and the laces too. This checks all the boxes. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I don't think that you can't say much more outside of the logo is sick, the laces are sick, and it's just overall clean. Like, it checks all of the boxes. I don't think there's much more to say outside of these are. I think this might be my favorite pick of the night as of right now.
Damn.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think it's much like football. If it's good, just leave it alone.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need to get
Right.
crazy with it. It's not like baseball where you have like 17 of them, or like basketball is starting to get really wild with like the city jerseys and stuff, and that's fine because it's basketball,
yeah, they're going
right?
a bit too far though. Like
Yeah.
Yep.
dude. That again, another conversation. I
Right.
get, but I'm with you on the train of thought.
But when it comes to hockey, man, like if if you don't have something that's revolutionary, like the Dallas Stars 2000 print, or like even what Benny and I have on, which is this like it's this piercing shoulder situation. Yeah, like don't fuck with it. Like Smalls, I know you like that jersey, but that fucking gross with the fucking number in the chest and shit. That's where the letters go. It's the only sport where they wear a fucking letter on their chest. That's where that shit goes. Don't fucking put that up there. It's something.
So, Smalls, what do you have for your third pick?
Yeah. Yikes. All right. I'm going 2016 Penn State.
There we go.
Yep, back on track. So this is a homer pick, kind of like Josh's. However, I think this is one of the few instances where a gray jersey looks really good. Again, with the black helmet, I think it looks clean. The whole center face-off circle, I think, actually looks pretty fire. It makes it look throwback, despite the fact that Penn State has a newer program. The laces, again, check that box. This is one of the cleaner jerseys in college hockey that I can think of. Outside of obviously some of the few that we've talked about tonight, I think this is iconic because this is one of the few times that in any sport that Penn State has kind of gone away from the tried and true blue and white. And it works. Partly because of the logo, they make it look like a face-off circle, but it's just sort of clean, and they make it look kind of vintage and throwback at the same time. So this is one that I've kind of wanted to buy. At least when I was still going to Penn State, I always wanted one of these jerseys. Never sacked up and spent $150 on it. But these are sick. I think these are one of the cleaner looks in college hockey, period.
And I mean, despite getting DP'd by you fucks with the Penn State stuff tonight, I dig it. I'm not the biggest fan of the gray, but all in all, I think, I give them kudos to, growing up a little bit and doing something different. So I do like it. And I definitely think that that navy piping within like the white outline on the gray jersey does look tough. And I love the blue helmet. So all in all, I'm okay with this pick.
I'm trying to figure out who the fuck that is.
I don't know.
I'm trying to remember who wore 10. Yeah. So I did the jersey reveal video for those. So it looks like Dicer, but it's not.
No, it's Jerry Sandusky.
Oh, shut the fuck up. I wonder if
that was coming. I knew that was coming. Jesus Christ.
Anyway, yeah. So
what are you gonna say next, Joe New?
No,
shut up.
No,
I have a cool story about these fucking jerseys.
Sorry.
Okay. Yeah. What have you done, Benny? Shut the fuck up. Okay. So here's
sorry.
something.
I'll pick up a camera and shoot athletes.
Yeah, there you go. Right, you wish. All you could do is creatively direct me to. You'd be like, Josh, point the camera at the athletes. I think that's a good move. So
yeah, clicking buttons, man. Yeah,
right. These were super special because they went the first 2 years without an alternate jersey, and then Adam Sheehan, who's been on Two Beers Deep before, designed these as the third jersey, and it was really cool because I actually got to see them before anybody else did, and I had to be like sworn to secrecy, not to whatever, right? So when they revealed the jerseys of the team for the first time, I was in the locker room like waiting for them to come in, and like the boys went fucking bonkers. They just thought that they were the sharpest things ever. And again, here we are with like the Montreal Canadiens inspiration with the bar and the circle logo. Yeah, man, I remember when these came out, and that's Scott Conway. That's who that is. But yeah, man, those were special. That was special. I'm just like smiling ear to ear between that and the Robert Morris picks. Like I'm remembering my glory days, boys.
There we go. I mean, that's why we had you on. We wanted you to take a trip back. So, yeah, no, I had to pick knowing that you were going to be on and that you were involved with Penn State hockey, and the fact that I went there, I had to get a Penn State pick in here somehow. And I actually do just like these. I don't think that I was trying to force this. So
I just think it's funny that we didn't pick their traditional jerseys at all. Which
I think it's okay.
Like, there's one literally in my closet to my left right now. Like, I could pull it out, but like, yeah,
it's okay. I think it's a standard jersey. I think it's like a standard sweater.
I don't know about all that. Now I gotta pull it out. Now I gotta get it. Now I gotta reach for it. Where are you at? She's in the back. There she is. I've got her. Oh. Getting tied up in my cords. Look at that.
All right,
Come
the
on.
laces are nice. Yeah, the laces.
Come on.
It's
That's
clean. Yeah,
beautiful.
it's the
look at just
I
three
like
stripes,
it.
baby.
I dig the chipmunk.
Look
the
at
chipmunk.
that. Ah,
It really is a chipmunk, though.
that's tight. That's fucking fire. You're insane.
I don't think
That's
it's
the
bad.
best jersey in college hockey. The best regular jersey in college hockey.
All right. All right. Just to recap, Benny's picks. We got Air Force.
Love that you put that fucking ugly one in there, just guys.
Yeah, just right in the middle.
Oh, that's why I didn't say best college hockey
Yeah.
jerseys. I said college hockey jerseys.
Just call. I
Yep.
even asked him.
You did.
I
You
said
did.
best or worst, or just in general, and he goes, "Try to lean good, but just whatever comes to your mind," and that's what came to my mind.
Yeah, and then 2019 Robert Morris, as always, clean as hell. You are not Denny. So
Nope.
I'm gonna
It's all right.
change
Well,
that real
I
quick.
think
Whatever.
that was just the confusion from before about Josh saying he hates the troops. That it was
That
just
must have
easy
been
to
it.
make that typo. Yeah.
And again, just the Air Force. That's all. I hate the
Yeah.
Air Force athletes, to be very specific.
2023 Penn State, the Warmies are sick. I'm not sure about the ASU ones. I think you kind of talked yourself out of those ones too a little bit.
Well, yeah, when you guys fucking said that they looked like fucking Minecraft, I was like, ah, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't mean to toilet paper those as much as I did, but
I get it. I
you
get
know,
it.
everybody's got their own opinion.
I like the whole thing too. I think this photo in particular, we get hyper focused on that sleeve because I like the way it looks on the numbers. I like the yellow pants, but anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, and then AIC, I think one of the cleanest looks of all time. Wrapping me up, I got 02 North Dakota with Zach Parisi, UMD with that Bulldog, and then 2016 Penn State homer pick. But I think it works. Boys, is there anything we missed?
No,
where's all the pit hockey jerseys?
Well, there aren't any. Although, you know
That's
what,
a
their club
joke.
hockey team too. That's if I could push one thing, is to go look at the club hockey jerseys of some of these schools. Like North Carolina has club hockey jerseys.
Yes, and
they
they're
are
sick.
fucking insane.
They're sick. I almost put 'em on
Alabama's
there,
are insane.
But yeah, we weren't doing club
Those
hockey, so I
Alabama
didn't,
ones.
but, yeah.
Yeah, now that you brought up those Alabama ones, those are sick, dude.
Yeah,
those
dude.
are very cool.
Yeah, no, Benny, I think we might need to do club hockey, honestly, because there were a few that I saw that I couldn't put in here because they were club hockey that are just nice.
Just do all club. Because like lax, there's some sick lax jerseys for club. Baseball has some sick unis for their club teams. Like, I would just do a whole club episode. Shout out to the boys. You know,
Yeah.
Right.
the boys who are showing up to practice a little drunk. It's fine. Some sick rugby jerseys would be in there. That'd be good.
We haven't done rugby
Club
yet.
rugby.
Yeah, we haven't done rugby yet. Well, Josh,
That's a good. Well, we featured rugby. We just
have.
haven't done a full rugby episode.
yeah, what was it? Ireland rugby for St. Patty's Day, I think.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. Part of our St. Patty's Day episode, I had the rugby team in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Josh, we appreciate you coming on as always. It's been a blast. You're welcome back anytime.
Thanks,
So,
boys. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
dude. Very happy you carved out some time. You know, it's always fuck you, but I love you.
Yeah,
And,
exactly,
and
Benny.
it's always love hate, but a little more towards love. So seriously, dude, I'm really happy you got to come on. I appreciate you taking the time and getting to talk some hockey with us.
Yeah, boys. Appreciate it. That's been Hockey Talkie.
Hockey talkie. Forgot about that. Yeah. Is that still going on Two Beers Deep?
Hockey Talkie hasn't returned.
Okay.
It hasn't returned. I think next week, not this Thursday, next Thursday, is the trade deadline preview show for hockey. So I may be able to say whether or not the Penguins did anything. That's about it. Then we'll move on quickly and abruptly.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, boys, as always, it's been a blessing. You guys, please go subscribe. Go share this video on Facebook and YouTube. Dropping every new episodes every Friday. Check out TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, the whole shebang. You can find Josh on A Great Depression and Two Beers Deep, and throwing out a lot of blogs, which I've been seeing. Josh, is there anything else that I'm missing that you want to plug right now?
Go Pokes.
Go Pokes. Go Pokes. All right, this has been The Vault, weekly show from Thoughts on the Bench. It takes a look back at some of the best and worst jerseys in sports. We'll be back next week. Peace.